Alright, today is Blade Friday, and I got another addition to my Soylent collection. Now this is Soylent Green. We know what that's made of. And I got Soylent Red. They're calling it strawberry, but who knows what kind of red is in that drink. So today we're going to look at the famous Buck 110. Here's the sheath. It's really a good leather sheath. There's the Buck insignia stamped into it. It's an anvil with a bee. It looks like a bee in the middle of it. Nice brass Buck snap. Good stitching. About a 2-inch belt loop. And 110 stamped on the back. Here is the Buck. Very famous edition of Buck knives. It's been produced for about 50 years. It's got a lot of nice brass on it, and if you notice, the brass is not separated. It goes, it's one piece from here all the way down to the other side. Same on that side. 4-pin construction. And there's a couple of things about the sheath that I changed. Well, one thing. On the inside, I added a piece of, let's see if I can get that thing out. I just added a little piece of plastic. I think I used it from a donut box from Walmart. But you just cut it to size, put it in there, and what I'm accomplishing by using that is on the inside of the sheath you can see the bottom of that snap right there. That is metal. And if you leave that unprotected, what happens is when you put the knife in, that's the one way it should go in and out, and in and out. See, that piece of plastic stays there. Without it, that snap would be scratching the ebony wood. It did make a little bit of a mark before I figured it out. But with that plastic sheath guard in there, it stays in place. You can take it, put it in and out as many times as you want. Like I said, there's only one way to put it into the sheath, because this end is thicker or wider and will stretch the leather, so I always put it in that way. But it's a really good sheath. Here is the knife, famous design, the 110. It's got a nail nick, and this is 420 HC steel. It's got the Buck 110 stamped on the blade steel, and on the other side there's nothing. And it's got the spine lock right there. Push down on that thing to unlock it. Kind of stiff, not real fast to open, but pretty dependable for a trail knife, camp knife. And one other thing, Buck is not unaware of using plastic blade guards or sheath guards. Here is the Buck 105 trail, I think it's Pathfinder, the Buck Pathfinder. You can see in this one they also have a little plastic liner. That is a plastic liner for the Buck Pathfinder, and right there it says the sheath made in Mexico. So what they're doing is guarding the sheath against getting torn up by the blade. These are really nice knives. Kind of the little baby brother to the 119. Here's the 119. It also has the plastic blade or the plastic insert. I can't pull that one out, but that one protects the sheath from being torn up by the blade. So they know about protecting parts of the knife. They just didn't use it on this one. So let's take a look at this 110, or yeah, the 110. Look at the dimensions, and it is, looks like 3 1/4 sharpened, and overall length is right about 8 3/8. Yeah, 8 3/8. It's pretty close. See how much this thing weighs. It's kind of heavy, but it's a good, that's why it needs a belt sheath. Alright, it weighs 7.1 ounces with the sheath, 9.1 ounces. So it's got some weight to it. See how sharp this thing is. Like I said, this blade has been being produced for 50 years. Pretty sharp, not real hard to sharpen. Pretty happy with that. Let's do one more test. Now this one might not work because it's a heavy blade, but I think I'll stand up to do this one. See if I can drop it from about 4 feet. It's called the drop test. Drop test successful for the buck 110. It's an excellent blade. Good hiking, camping. Definitely need to carry it on a belt sheath though. And I'm going to give this buck 110 some cowbell because it is made in the USA. Knuckle bomb.